Hey guys, it's Arlette Hardy, blogger and joy strategist at Chasing Joy, and I'm back giving you guys another baby making update on my journey to become a single mother by choice and have my own bundle of joy. So guys, I'm sitting in my car. I'm actually in front of my house, but I've developed this habit lately of coming in from the gym and then immediately showering and changing my clothes and everything, and then completely forgetting to do a video. And I need to do a video to tell you guys what's been going on. And then I'm in like my nightgown and braless, and I refuse to do a video braless. I might do a video of me in stirrups, but I will not do a video braless. I have to draw the too much information line somewhere, and braless is where it's at. So I figured I would just do this video pretty quickly before I actually go in, and I hope it's not too noisy. I have the air conditioner on because it's like 90 something degrees today, and I don't want to die shooting a video in the car. That would be a really stupid reason to die. So, update. You guys saw that my ERA test results were in, and they indicated I need 12 additional hours of progesterone. You can check that video out if you missed it. It should be the last one that was posted on this channel prior to this one. But something else interesting happened during that call that I didn't tell you guys about. So the nurse called to tell me about the ERA results, and we talked all about that. And then I said to her, well, when can I expect the doctor to call me so that I could go over it with the doctor? Not that I don't trust the nurse. I trust the nurse actually a lot. I'm almost want to say I trust nurses more than doctors, because nurses typically deal more directly with the patients more frequently in most medical scenarios, not just fertility. But she said, but I still wanted to talk to the doctor because they're the doctor, they're the ones who make the decisions, and they make all the money, and I'm paying all this money, so I need to talk to the doctor. So she said, well, I wanted to talk to you about that. She says, I want to recommend that you switch doctors. So let me rewind a little bit. I don't remember if I ever told you guys that my doctor moved. The clinic that I'm using, that I am not actually revealing the name of, but they're a pretty big clinic, so they have locations in multiple cities and states. And my doctor that I had been dealing with, I believe it was like a promotion for her, which is great. She actually moved to a whole nother state. But because of, technology and the fact that everything's computerized and email, she was still my doctor, meaning she's still been the one that I've been making decisions with, that I've been going over test results with and communicating with, and give me prescriptions, all that. So now my nurse is like, I think you need to switch doctors. So what's been happening is, while my doctor's still been making decisions for me when it came time for any procedures, I would just do them with one of the local doctors, which is fine, because even when my doctor was here, occasionally I would have procedures with the local doctors, because it would be whoever happened to be on call or doing procedures that day, because you can't dictate your cycle when you ovulate, when you need to have a ultrasound, blood work, all that based off of when your doctor's on. So I was already used to the other doctors, so it hadn't been a big deal. So I was a little bit surprised when the nurse brought it up. So she went on to explain that my doctor, she felt from the nurse's perspective was that my doctor was having a hard time keeping up communication effectively with all of her patients, considering she got new patients when she went to her new location. And my nurse felt like she didn't want me to fall through the cracks in any way, miss any information. So she thought that it would be in my best interest to switch doctors. So I kind of thought about it a little bit, but I hadn't given it much thought. But when she said it, she was making a lot of sense, but I was nervous. But ultimately, what I said to the nurse was that I know she knows these doctors better than I know these doctors, because she's working with them all the time. So if she thinks I should go to another doctor, I'm just going to defer to her judgment. So I decided to switch doctors, guys. So that made me really nervous. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, I've mentioned that in the past I've had some negative experiences with doctors in general, some surrounding, like, you know, my mom dealing with cancer. We had to deal with a lot of doctors and medical people, and many of them were not great. Some were great, many were not. But in addition to that, I've also had my own experience with doctors that have been great because of my weight. I've been overweight since I was like 11 or 12, so most of my life I've been overweight and dealing with doctors. And some have been better than others, more sensitive than others, and then some I feel just like to blame everything on weight and don't even bother to look into anything else. And then I've had doctors made me feel like I was a horrible person and a failure, and all sorts of negative feelings just because of my weight. So new doctor for me is anxiety producing. So I told the nurse all this, and she felt like the new doctor would be fine, and I should have no problems. So I agreed. So she did whatever little magic in the computer system, and not long after, new doctor called me. So new doctor is officially my new doctor on paper. However, I've met this doctor many times. He's been a procedure doctor for me many times, so not really new, but new in terms of us truly discussing my case in a way where I'm asking his opinion and we're making decisions. So that's new. So he called and we went over the ERA results, and he told me all the same stuff that the nurse told me. If you guys want to see all about that, check out the video from last week. And I expressed to him my concerns about my weight, and he assured me that it was not an issue. So, and what I mean by not an issue is this: me and the old doctor kind of had an understanding where I needed to lose weight. I agreed I needed to lose weight, and I'm working on it. And while I'm working on it, I'm still trying. In order for the IVF, I had to get my BMI below 40, okay, because of the anesthesia, and I did that. However, for the frozen embryo transfers, or frozen embryo transfers, because there's no anesthesia involved, we were using the BMI criteria that was the same as for IUI, which was 44. So I got under the 40 for the IVF, but I've not been successful at staying there because I was only barely there, and the nurse kind of gave me an extra point whatevers of a pound. So I needed to make sure that new doctor and I were on the same page, because I didn't want any trouble with this frozen embryo transfer that I'm hoping to do in the next few weeks, actually. So we talked about that, and he agreed. We're on the same page. Even though I'm still trying to lose weight, I'm still want to be in a healthy BMI. However, for the requirements for the embryo transfer is 44, so I'm good. Even though, you know, I don't want to weigh in at a higher weight, obviously, than before. So I'm still working on my weight, and I've been doing pretty good with that lately. I actually maybe doing a video to tell you guys what I'm doing now in terms of my weight loss efforts. But anyway, so we're on the same page in terms of that. That was my first concern. And he understood my point of view, where I was coming from in terms of doctors not always being sensitive. And thus far, he's been very sensitive. So I think that's going to be okay. But then my second question was, since he's now my official new doctor, and I knew he was aware of my case and had looked at different things, I asked him, well, now that you're my doctor, when you look at my case, you've seen everything that I've been through, all of the IUIs, the unmedicated IUIs, the IUIs with Clomid, the one monitored cycle, the pregnancy that ended up being a miscarriage, and the chemical pregnancy that was my last IUI, and now IVF, 2 failed transfers. He's seen all that. So I wanted to know, had he been my doctor from the beginning, would he have done anything different? So basically, I'm kind of asking for, or I was kind of asking for, a hindsight second opinion, kind of, because it's not a true second opinion because these things have happened, but like, had you been my doctor, what would you have been different? So he said that looking over everything, and he was pretty up to speed with my case, he did not think he would have done anything different except one thing. So he felt that had he been my doctor when I did the IVF, knowing that I'm planning to be a single mom by choice and that I am not comfortable with the idea of multiples, and therefore I only want to put in one embryo at a time, he would have pushed me to do the genetic testing, even though it would have cost me thousands more dollars. His rationale is that, one, he felt like his style, and I guess we all have a style at whatever it is we do, so his style as a fertility doctor tends to be more heavily in favor of genetic testing. So that's one thing. So that's just his style. But 2, given those facts about me not wanting to have multiples and single mother by choice, he felt like if we're only going to put in one embryo at a time, then we might as well only put in the best embryos. So he felt like he would have pushed for that. And he said it, at my age, it wasn't that me and the previous doctor made the wrong choice. But at my age, which is 37, and when I did the IVF, I'm getting confused with my own age, guys. I was 36. I did it in January. Yes, I did IVF in January. I was 36. I turned 37 in March. He felt like, given my age, I was kind of like, it was like a borderline decision. Under 35, they don't typically recommend the genetic testing of embryos. Over 40, they always recommend the genetic testing of embryos. Between 35 and 40, it's kind of like, you're borderline. They kind of leave it up to what the patient wants. So I was just thinking financially, and I honestly thought the first IVF would work. So he felt like, given that it was borderline, we didn't really make the wrong choice. Either choice would have made sense. But he says it's just one of those things. If I would have got pregnant on the first try, it would have been like, yay, glad we didn't spend that money on genetic testing. But since I didn't, now, he feels like he kind of wished that I had, because ultimately his goal is for me, and he said this himself, his goal is for me to bring home a baby, which is my goal too. And that's the goal of the risk program that they allowed me to join, where I'll get my money back if I don't bring home a baby. So I know everybody wants me to bring home a baby, because I know they don't want to give me all that money back. All that to say, it made me feel kind of good about the original doctor, because even though, like, hindsight 2020, had I known I wasn't going to get pregnant right away, then perhaps I would have done the genetic testing. But as of right now, I'm still not doing it. I'm not going to thaw the 3 remaining embryos that I have and test them. One, I really don't want to risk thawing and then refreezing. I know they're not, this is going to sound really gross. I know they're not meat, but I keep thinking of like meat. Like I wouldn't thaw chicken and then refreeze it and eat it. So I kind of don't want to thaw the embryo and refreeze it. Like there's going to be deterioration of some sort, you know. So I don't want to do that. But it made me feel good that outside of just of the genetic test issue, that he would have made the same decisions as my other doctor. So I feel like I had a good doctor, and I think I have a good new doctor now. So I have a new doctor. We're on the same page in terms of the weight requirement for my transfer. ERA test results are in. So guys, I'm getting closer to frozen embryo transfer in a few weeks. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know that I switched doctors because that was a big deal for me, and it was kind of unexpected when the nurse brought it up, and it's a done deal now. So next steps, so there are more videos coming. I'm checking things off of the list to get ready for this transfer. I will let you guys know about my Zika testing. I have to be tested because I went to Cuba. I put a fun video up showing you guys kind of my recap of Cuba. So I hope you guys check that out. I know most of my videos on this channel are about trying to conceive to become a single mother by choice. But I do have a few other videos that are kind of neat of just things going on with me or with the Chasing Joy brand, or just information about how to have a happier life. Ooh, excuse me, because that's what I blog about, in addition to sharing about this TTC journey. So there are other videos there as well. But anyway, I did post about Cuba, and because of that I had to get a Zika test. So I have to make sure I don't have Zika. Then after that, it'll be like, now that we know the ERA results, we know how I deal with the changing the progesterone. Like, what is the actual plan going to look like for the embryo transfer and the schedule and everything. And I guess I'll let you guys know what I've been doing a little differently to try and get back on track with my weight loss, because I had slipped up again after like the holiday. Well, not really so much the holidays. After being kind of depressed with the failed transfer, I was kind of just eating whatever, and then going to Cuba, but I'm getting back on track now. So a few more videos coming and let you guys know what's going on, and then get to my embryo transfer, which I'm praying will be successful. So anyway, new doctor is a good thing. Let me guys know. Can't talk. Maybe I've been talking too long. This video's only almost 20 minutes. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about me switching doctors. Have you ever switched doctors while you were in the middle of like a medical scenario, like fertility treatments or any other kind of ongoing care? Did it work well for you? Did you regret it? If you have been through fertility stuff, have you stuck with the same doctor? If you've been trying to conceive for a while, have you switched doctors? Have you switched clinics? I've thought about switching clinics, but I've not seen any of that offer the financial scenarios that the one that I currently have offers. So anyway, let me know what you guys think, and as always, I appreciate you watching. I definitely appreciate whoever's watched to the end of this video, because it ended up being almost 20 minutes. And baby dust to all who are trying. And let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like these videos, hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe. And remember, sharing is caring. Bye guys.